Good evening, everyone. Hope you're well. Welcome to today's training, which is about AI and how it's revolutionizing the healthcare industry forever. There's no way of saying it any other way, really, is that things have changed, and we do need to move with the times. No matter how uncomfortable it may be for some of you, but this is something that is necessary in order to be ahead. Otherwise, you'll get left behind. And now is the time to start doing this, start looking into this and taking it seriously in order to save your business. So today I'm going to be talking about how you can really be the top care business in your industry, providing that you are able to move ahead with the times and to follow the new wave. And I'm saying the AI wave is here. So this is part 2 of day 1 of the AI Healthcare Business Challenge. And my name is Christine Crowell. And I just want to also say that today we're going to be talking about some AI tools for scheduling, for recruitment, for compliance, for client management, all the things that will help you in your healthcare business. Now, something that would take days, weeks, for example, how it used to be many years ago. You know, you'd start on a rota on Monday and you'd get it finished on the Friday for the following week, for example. And then that week, you're still going through it just to make sure that you haven't made any mistakes. You haven't missed anyone off. You would, in the old way that how it used to be done, is that you would have your, for example, a sheet of paper with the client's names on, for example, and then you would have you'd print off the piece of paper, the rota, for example, and then you would have the shifts that you had. But you didn't have the full client's name. You would just have, say, for example, the first and surname, for example. And then underneath that would be another sheet of paper that would have the client's address, for example. And you know, looking back at that was so archaic. It was so slow. And that's the reason why I introduced in my own agency, for example, my Dom Care agency many years ago in 2001, I introduced the software, which this gentleman created this software. And it cost thousands of pounds. When I say thousands, it was probably about £5,000 minimum back then in 2001, plus a monthly fee. And this gentleman had to come in and train all of my staff. They were really fighting against it because they were probably worried that they were going to be out of a job. And that was back in 2001. So this software was being created through a server, and we had servers that would be like, at the end of the day, you would back it up, you would put a cassette tape inside of there that would back it up overnight in case you lost your data for the day, for example. So we always did backup every single day, for example. But my point is that when this software was introduced, it took about 2 weeks for training, for example, and it really took probably about 3 to 6 months to implement it. But it was such a hard struggle implementing it because everyone was really fighting against it. They didn't want it. But I later found out why. But I won't go into that right now. But your at such a wonderful opportunity now, whereby you're not in that way where you're having to do things manually, for example. So today we're going to be going through this in depth. And what I'd like you to do is to listen to this to the end. And I want to really go through this with you about the AI tools that you can use to help you. So first of all, I want to welcome you all back to part 2 of day 1 of the AI Healthcare Business Challenge. And today we explored about what AI can do for you in your agency. And I'll also be diving in deeper in the practical tools that can revolutionize your operations in your healthcare business. But I wanted to explain the history of where I've come from and where we was many years ago. And like I said, it took 6 months, even to a year. And it was actually at that point I started to see that things weren't right. So it's so important to have the correct software so that you can spot things quickly, for example. So just to go through, in case you missed the earlier training that I did today at 2 p.m. UK time, I talked about how AI is a game changer for your care business and how it can save you time. It reduces your costs and it also improves your client satisfaction. So we'll explore specific tools for scheduling, recruitment, compliance, and client management that you can start using straight away if you want to, after you've been through the training, for example. So really by the end of today, when I finish, there should really be a clear understanding of the top AI tools that's available and how they're already transforming people's care businesses. Plus, you can identify things that you do in your business that is repetitive. So I'd like you to write down what is repetitive in your business right now that's really slowing you down, that you know could be done a lot faster. So I just want to make sure that you have got your notepad and paper. So stay with me till the end, because I know this is going to be really of benefit to you to listen to this AI training, because this is an educational thing for you as well, because some of you may not be used to AI. So this is the reason why I'm starting at the very beginning. So what is scheduling tools? So these are some key AI tools that I'm going to talk about today. So scheduling can be one of the most time-consuming tasks in a care business, for example. Tools like, for example, you've used them, and they are multiple ones that you can use that can automate this process. This will assign the carers based on what their availability is and their location and client preferences. So this will all be implemented into the software that you're going to use, the AI tool that you're going to use, for example. So one of them is shift care. This is when you can work, okay, or deputize. What are the benefits of this is it eliminates double booking. We've all done it where we've double booked and the carer, both of them have arrived at the same time to the same client. So that's a double booking, but we still have to pay them for that error. So I wonder how many double bookings that you get, for example. So this also ensures that the carer is matched to the client and saves hours of admin work. Another aspect of this is recruitment tools. Now, recruitment doesn't have to be a hassle. And every time when I speak to a client or when I've spoken to our staff members, for example, our contractors, and they always make it seem like it's such hard work and difficulty. And yes, I can get it. And yes, it is. But if you enjoy your job, it's not going to be hard work. You're just going to roll your sleeves up and get on with it and not complain. However, with AI, with this tool, is amazing. It's automatic and it will take the stress out of recruitment. So you can basically sit back and have a cup of tea. And watch the AI do all the work. They will reach out to candidates. They will do all the compliance. They will do the referencing. It just does everything. So one example is, we all know, is Soho as well. There's Recruit and there's Hire View as well. So the benefits of this is that it speeds up hiring, reduces bias, and it ensures that you find the right candidate faster. So some of the things that you need to think about is the compliance tool. Now, we've all had spreadsheets, Excel spreadsheets, where we put the candidate's name and then all of their compliance. And then we've then got to get the documentation to add to the candidate file. And then we've got to update the spreadsheet. And then we're looking at the spreadsheet and some of the things are missing. So then we've got to color code it so that we know what documents stand out at a view, for example. Whereas with this, you don't need to. The AI will take over this for you. You don't have to be worrying about this aspect of it. The AI can even email the person, tell them what information they need to send. They can send them a text message. They can even call them as well and gather the information and then create the report and then see what's missing, and boom, we're missing this document, this, that, and the other. We do have this, that. Wonderful, great. Now, please, can you send us this? We're waiting. And then the AI can send off for the references as well. So the benefits to this is that it reduces risk. It keeps your agency audit ready. So you're already ready for auditing in case you get any unexpected announcements, in case you have to do an audit and they say, send me the stuff today or tomorrow. If there's an issue, maybe they may want it like quick. You don't have time to start checking to see if you've got everything together, because you should have everything together to begin with before that candidate even goes out to work. But with this, the AI will make sure that you are compliant and that they won't miss anything. And then you're not at risk as a business owner of losing a contract. So I've explained what the benefits are. It really reduces and saves time from the manual tracking. Another benefit here is client management tool. So managing client information is easier with AI. And these tools can really help you automate your client follow-up and manage inquiries, even generate reports on the care outcomes. How beautiful is that? Examples are Salesforce are even doing this as well. There's HubSpot that we all know of as well. But you can really get it fine-tuned it, and you can actually have some L it's called sorry, LMS, for example, systems, and it really does help. You can send out surveys, boom, just a press of a button. Surveys are gone out, they're coming back. You gather the AI gathers the information, provides you with the report. Excellent. You know that you're doing well as a company. Instead of this being manually done or maybe forgotten to be done. And this can be done weekly. So you're really keeping on top of things rather than once a month, for example, although you're meant to be doing it weekly. So the benefits is that you improve on your client relationship, it increases efficiency and provides data for better decision making. It's a game changer. It really is. So let's do a case study example. So, for example, one of my clients implemented a scheduling tool for their care agency before AI, and they spent 20 hours a week assigning shifts. And really, I'm talking about me. I was assigning shifts, and it takes about 20 hours minimum a week. Now, it can be done in minutes. Why would we do that to ourselves now? With 0 errors as well. And carers, they will love the seamless process, because the carers will be like, oh, they've made that mistake again, or they've sent me over here, and they know I'm not allowed to go in there, or I don't want to go into that particular client for whatever reason. It just makes it seamless, and they're going to be happy. So another explanation is compliance. So imagine that you're struggling with audits, but starting using an AI powered compliance tool, it will flag up any missing documents quickly and ensures everything is in order. Whereas in the past, we used auditing by colors, didn't we? Color coding. And sometimes we could actually miss something, and then we're like, oops, that one's a bit late. Could be one day, but it's still late. That could lose you your accreditation. So another example here is that using AI powered tool, a care business can increase your client's retention by 30%. Automated reminders, for example, and a personalized follow-up makes all the difference. Imagine the client's getting an email saying, oh, thank you for your service. How was the carer? Hope you're happy with the service that you're receiving. Let us know if you've got any feedback so that we can see whether it's a good feedback or not, or you can do this anonymously. So interaction is key with your client. So now that I've explained a bit about AI and what it can do for you, I want you to be able to think about your own business. So what repetitive task can you wish that you didn't have to do anymore? You can put it in the comments here as well. It could be scheduling, it could be following up with clients, it could be tracking compliance, for example. There's so many different options. So what I want to explain with you is these tools will change your business. It will give you back that time that you can't get back. Yeah? It will give you that time, and it will create a more peaceful environment. So if you do want to talk to me about AI tools, automations within your healthcare organization, there will be a link here for you to book as well. But this is only day one, and this is a mini boot camp that I'm talking to you about, an AI challenge to see if it's something that you want to implement, because it's something that really we do need to. If we're looking at applying for certain contracts, it's going to make you stand out, for example. But imagine the cost savings for you in your business, and I'm speaking to you directors, that you don't need to have all of the staff members that you've got in your office, for example, or even remotely, for example. Think about your key staff, and they would be operating, or maybe you're the provider and the registered manager, so it would be so much easier for you, and then you don't have to think about taking on someone extra and paying them, when you can have this software that would only probably cost you about $200 a month. Isn't that worthwhile, as opposed to $20,000 a year? $2,000 a month. Well, $3,000 once you think about national insurance, holiday pay, for example. So it's really a game changer. So these tools, they will benefit your organization, where you will have, imagine you've got the time freedom that you can leave work early to go home and be with your loved ones, or just have time to yourself. Go and have a pamper day, for example, or go for a run, go to the gym early. Think about some fitness habits you can create, or meditate. And the savings that you're getting, you can save that for when or if you get hit by a crisis. But I really don't see that happening if you've got AI tools, because you'll be able to pay for your staff members that are going out delivering the care, for the national insurance increase and the holiday pay, as well as the hourly rate. And I'm referring to the UK, for example. If you're in America, there's still inflation, but it will help pay for inflation. So you shouldn't really see a difference. If anything, the difference you'll see will be better. You'll think, why did I not do this before? Why have I made life hard for myself when I didn't need to? Because AI has been out for a while. It's just it really hasn't come into our environment in the healthcare arena so much. Although in America it has. So remember the tools that I mentioned. Watch this replay. The link is going to be here for the earlier session today, so that it's for ease. You've got them both here. Okay, so the link will be here for day 1, part 1, for example. I would love for you to be able to join me tomorrow. At the time is, I've got it here, 12 p.m. UK time, for example, and then I will be doing a later one, probably about 7 p.m. UK time. I'm going to check though, just to see what YouTube says is a busy time for my audience, because I need to listen to YouTube, because they know what they're talking about. So I will do that, and I will, time it according to the busy time, so that you all can hopefully be on here with me, because I want you to be able to really benefit, and it's nice when you're actually here live as well, because then you can see things, you can hear things, and then you can give, your input. Like, for example, what is your competitive task that you're doing in your healthcare business? What is it that you think, where you dread, you're like, oh, I've got to do that today. There's the rota. I've got so many staff members off at the moment. How am I going to cover everything? So although you may have done the rota the following week or even monthly, you still got to go back weekly and look at it, because people go off, unexpected things happen. The AI will take that away from you. Then you don't have to worry about that. You can sit back and just drink your tea and watch the AI if you want to, so you can see what's happening to begin with. But you shouldn't really need to, because it will do it even better than how we would do things. And that's what I wanted to share with you today, is let's make our lives easier. Let's work smarter, not harder. And with AI, it will enable you to do that. It is such a game changer. I've been using it in my business for over a year now. And I've been able to reduce my hours, my staffing hours, and I'm sure you'll be able to do the same as well. I know it sounds harsh, but there's two ways of looking at this. If you're in the UK, there's the inflation, there's the pay rate that's gone up, there's the national insurance that's gone up, then holiday pay, then we got pensions, we got all of these things that you're having to pay, for example. But what AI can also do for you, it can increase your hours. So although you're using AI to make things a lot faster, then it can also help you to scale your business and increase your hours, so that maybe you don't need to let people go that are of value to your organization, because key staff are very good to keep, for example. But also at the same time, you cannot let a ship go down just because you want to save everyone. You can't do that. If it's going to kill your business, then you've got to make some decisions, and make them now, before April comes, and then you're in a predicament. Look, like I said, I've been through 3 recessions in my business life. 3 recessions have hit me. And if I had this solution, which is what I'm doing now anyway, I would definitely have grabbed that opportunity, because it's amazing. It really, really is. And the price, you can't compete. It's just amazing what it can do. It's so much faster. It's like when I have a meeting, I can be online with my client on Teams, for example, and Microsoft, for example. There's an AI that we record, and the AI types the notes, and that gets sent to the client with the video. It's automated. And what's so amazing about it is that I used to have like executive assistant to type up my notes, and it would take possibly 3 days, 4 days, for example. it was very manual, labor intensive. And we want to take that away. We want to take that away so that we're not doing labor intensive work, and then we can focus on the quality of care that we want to give to clients, for example. So there's some really good software out there. Okay, there's, when you're paying employees, it costs a lot. It's not just their hourly rate. There's a lot more to put into place as well. Their safety, there's their national insurance. If you're in an office building, there's that you're thinking about. So you've got to start shrinking down in terms of, if you're paying for a big office, see if you can get a smaller office at least. Don't just stay where you are. Start trying to look at how you can save money and think about what your finances are. Get your calculator out, or your phone, for example. Get your calculator out and do the maths of your finance. Work out what your finances are in your business. What is it costing you currently at the moment to run your business? And what things can you take away that's not going to, put pressure on your business, and add AI in. So what jobs can AI do that's going to also save your company money, so that you're not hit by inflation or not hit by an unexpected expense? You want to be able to save your money. You really do need to be thinking about saving your money, your cash, because it is important. It really is important that you're able to save your cash money in your bank, for example, and then you create a crisis fund. You need to create a crisis fund, and that money that you're saving, 10 to 15%, goes into that bank account, and that is classed as your crisis fund. And it's a savings account, but it's for a crisis fund. And that's what you keep doing until it comes up to the time. If you haven't used it in that year, then you can perhaps treat your team to perhaps a treat, a meal or something, or Christmas party, that type of thing. There's lots of things you can do. But I really want you to think about these tools. And tomorrow we're going to go into more AI learning, for example, because I want to be able to educate you on AI, and starting off with the very basics, understanding AI and what tools you can use in your healthcare business. Look, I've been in my own healthcare businesses for over 20 years, for example. So I know what tools, even now, would work really well in your business, in your healthcare business, whether you are a care agency, medical staffing, DOM agency, care home, supported living. I know all the tools that would work, children's home. I know all the tools that would work in your business. That's why we have started doing the AI tool automations, so that you can save money in your business and not be financially strained, where you're just making ends meet. You see people as earning 7 figures or multiple 7 figures as wealthy, but think about it, they've got a lot of staff members. So a lot of staff members takes a lot of money. Don't just think, oh, that person's just being paid £12.20, for example, £12.21, for example. Think about what the national insurance, employer's national insurance is on top of that. Then there's their holiday pay on top of that. Then there's other expenses. So it's not just that staff member's hourly pay that you're paying for as an employer. It's a lot more than that. So think about how you can save money. And like I said, people that see someone that's creating 7 figures or multiple 7 figures, they think that they're very wealthy people. They're not. They're paying everything out on wages, on payroll. And they're left with a very small margin of, 20%, which is probably a year's salary for working for someone, if they're lucky, in a managerial role. So providers, we need to think about you being able to create money for yourself so you're not stressed. You're not worrying about meeting payroll. You're not worried about this, that, and the other with having the responsibility of running a business. That crisis fund can help you for a number of reasons. For example, if you're doing invoice finance or factoring, you may come to a point where there's a block for 3 months because someone hasn't paid you for 3 months or more. And that creates financial stress in your business, and you have to let people go due to that. Or you use your crisis fund that you've saved up for, and you've got that money for 3 to 6 months, because that's the reason why you're doing the crisis fund, is you're saving for 3 to 6 month survival in your business, for example, so that you're not hit heavily by if something was to hit you. Like, I'll use an example here, COVID. When that happened, everything stopped, even though the government stepped in. But we don't know whether they'll do it a second time, because I don't think they can afford to. So we've got to take responsibility and start building a crisis fund and putting that money to the side for your business. 10 to 15% a month, for example, and you put that to one side so that if you get hit by anything, then it's not going to cause a problem. If you lose clients, that could be another reason, and that can hit your business as well. So think about the AI tool as something that's going to help your business to grow and help your business be secure, and to help your business be more effective, to help your business to be fast instead of being the slow coach, for example. So what is it that you can think about, again, that is repetitive or that is really boring, or that no one really likes doing it, that you can get AI to do that, and they'll just get on and do it. They're not going to give you back chat or slouching and I've got to do this. You're not going to get that. They're going to get on with it. So even though I was joking the other day, but I'm not going to mention that here, but what I want to say to you is, if I had this opportunity when I had my care agency, I would jump on it, absolutely jump on it. But anyway, so that's it for today. Thank you for joining me. I've really appreciated you being here, all of you, and thank you again for your subscriptions, you subscribing to the channel, for example, and thank you for your likes as well. And comment. I want to hear your comments about what is it that you see that's causing you difficulties in your business. What is it that's repetitive that people don't like to do? That is a sure sign to use that for AI. AI can do so much. It really can. And I want you to really embrace it and take it on board to help grow your business as well. So if you have enjoyed this training today about AI tools, automation, do like and subscribe. And I also would love to hear your comments as well. And I look forward to me speaking to you tomorrow again. And the time tomorrow will be at 12 p.m., for example, and then again 7 p.m. But like I said, I need to check with YouTube to see what the times are at the weekend that people are most active, for example. So thank you so much for being here today. And like I said, I hope that you've enjoyed it. Let's embrace AI together. This is day 1 of the mini AI tools, automation tools challenge. So I hope you've enjoyed today, and I look forward to the training tomorrow with you all. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Take care. Thank you. Bye.